Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. How you doing, Timsters? How you feeling? This is Uncle Tim Reviews, and I want to say, first of all, thank you for all the positive energy, all the love, the outpouring of support, recommending the channel, commenting, having conversations with me about where you feel the community is going. And I'm being honest. I don't know if it's going in the right direction. It's going far as, of the feel of like, I get this item to the point where the demand for it is so hellified that, people are willing to spend any amount of money to get it. And this is what it is with like some of these figures, like Marvel Legends Gameverse. If you look on eBay, they're going for astronomical prices, basically the Iron Man figures. And it's just crazy. Just check out my community page and you'll see it. A picture of like what I got out of the group that I'm in. And, somebody posted it, and people were speculating on why people were buying it. They were saying maybe people missed out on some of these figures and, they wanted to go back and get them. A seller could sell anything for any price that they want, but then if you look on the side and see the sold listings, that means they're sold. That means somebody bought them out here. You know what? There's a demand for something. Somebody dropped an analogy on me that was fantastic. If you bought your house for $150,000 and you can get $400,000 for it, which one would you do? You'll sell it for $400K and get your money for it. And you know what? I hate to say it, that's real talk. And this is what these resellers are doing. They're not doing anything malicious. They're just putting a price down. And it's up to the individual to buy. And that's what happened. People are snapping them up. People are looking around and can't find the figures, Again, Marvel Legends, I don't know what direction that company is heading into, because I know a lot of Targets got burnt with those Eternal figures and they were really mad because they couldn't get rid of the figures. They couldn't return them to the vendor. They went from like the actual price to like $19.99, then they went down to like $10.99, then they went down to $6, and they still hanging around in certain stores on end caps. Far as the pegs and the sections, you don't see anything with a Marvel Legend on it in certain stores. I noticed that. And I was trying to figure out, I said, are they doing away with Marvel Legends in these stores? Or is it that they couldn't recoup their money off of those figures? But, again, see, a lot of times when manufacturers, produce toys, if a certain line is doing well, then all of a sudden you got a big budget movie with it and it has a lot of toys with it. Even though if they tell you, look, hey, we don't know how the movie gonna do. These toys, we don't know, but if you buy all these figures from us, you're not gonna be able to return them. You're stuck. And, you doing the research on what all the other figures have done and how fast they done sold at your stores, how much money you making off of them, you're willing to take the risk. But you take the risk, and like I said, you get stuck with a lemon. The movie was horrible, in my opinion. The toys were just about as horrible as the movie. There are no memorable characters from the Eternals line that I could actually think of. There were no memorable scenes from out of the Eternals movies. It was a very long movie, and it was really self-centered. It was wild because I couldn't understand which direction they went into until I said, wait, hold on, you playing, right? All of this for this? Fam, look. You know what? We shouldn't blame the scalpers. I know, I'm listening to some of the subscribers and they say, hey, you can't just blame the resellers and the scalpers. You got to blame these toy companies. A lot of these toy companies are not purchasing the amount of the toy companies are not producing enough of toys, the actual figures, to actually sell to people. They're only producing in a limited amount and they selling them to retailers And by the time the retailers get them, they don't have that many. And, you know, you sitting here thinking they had like all of these figures and they didn't get none of that. It's not like the old days where, you know, they produced hand over fist like Toy Biz, where they were just producing figure after figure. I mean, you seen so many damn X-Men, you couldn't believe it. You seen so many of Spider-Man, you know, all of these other figures that they were producing. The Punisher, everything. You seen them all. But now you're not seeing this. Because, you know what? You can drive the demand up. And plus, the toy companies have seen what these figures are selling for and start to say, hey, look, we can make some money off of this. Look at GameStop. They selling their Marvel Legends for $31.99. I don't care if it's a good legend. I'm not about to spend $31 on a toy. Not at this particular point in time. Not one that I'm not really interested in. And, you know, that's a lot of money. You know, $20 you can see, you know, hell, that's what, lunch 2 days, you know, if you ate out or something at work. But when you start saying $30, that's like, wait, hold on, that's $30. You know, that's $20 with a 10 on it. You know, that's a lot of money. And that's how you looking at it. That's a lot of money, fam. We're not dumb. We're just sitting here looking at everything and just see what everything is. You know, it's like they're cutting corners on everything. These manufacturers, they're cutting corners. These toy companies are cutting corners. Now, I once told you that I like the packaging on the DC Multiverse. I like the Masters of the Universe packaging, the Super 7 packaging, the G.I. Joe Classified packaging, hell, the Voltron, the Zoids packaging. But these companies are talking about doing windowless packaging. So if there's no plastic in the packaging and there's no windows, we just got a whole box with art on it. How do I supposed to know if the figure isn't broken inside? It isn't in pieces or it's a swapped figure? You know, see, there are so many corners being cut that we're not actually winning anywhere. You know, we've been basically duped into, you know, buying all the hype about a figure and, you know, this is, oh man, you know, then you get these YouTubers out here, you know, they get a toy from the manufacturer and they doing reviews on it and you sitting here like, man, I just got to get this figure. You know, man, they saying it's just cold. And, you know, you get the figure and you highly disappointed because you don't understand that some of these YouTubers are in the pockets of the manufacturer. Not all of them. Don't get me wrong. There are some great YouTubers out there. These guys are great. They do their due diligence, their work. And, you know, they actually care about a lot of us. But, you know, I haven't seen too many YouTubers out here that sit back and talk about what we talk about. You know, the bottom line, our pockets, you know, the future of this collecting situation, you know, how we're being priced out, not just by resellers, by the manufacturer themselves, because they see how much these resellers are getting. If you selling a Marvel Legend Gameverse for close to $100, you thinking if you the manufacturer, you can get $40 off of it, 40 to 50 if you think about it. You know, you like, man, I can get as much as I can off this. You know, man, you know, not produce as many. Then get out there and do something totally different. You know, shock the game by, you know, saying, oh, we're going to produce another 100. You know, like you sitting here thinking it's going to be 100,000 and they producing another 100. You're not getting anything. I was watching one of the channels and I seen this guy picked up this Nintendo GameCube lot. And it was a Pokemon box. You know, he had some games and he said, this is not all that was in it, but this is what I'm showing you. He said, man, you know, and people like Pokemon box, man, the game, the manual, the case, you know, that game by itself, you can get with the case, you can get damn near $1,500 for that game. You can get $1,500, $1,000. He said he offered the guy $500 right off the bat before the guy could get an offer out on all his games. And he gave it to him for $500. And they said, well, Pokemon box go for about $600. He said, I got it listed on eBay for $1,000. My point is, and like one of the commenters said, you could only price something at a price that somebody's willing to pay. People are willing to pay for it. It's not that many Pokemon box games out there. You know, the actual game called Pokemon Box, it's not that many of them out there. Especially in complete and excellent condition, you can get some money for that. And you know, $1,000, somebody willing to snap that up real quick. Fam, look, if you don't buy it, prices will come down. But if you keep buying it, prices gonna keep going up. Now, I'm one of the people that's part of the problem. Now, see, I buy off the secondary market, and, you know, sometimes, you know, I don't look for the lowest prices. You know, I look for the lowest price that I could get Mumra for, and I got them for it. But, you know, my thing is, you know, I need to practice what I preach. You know, to be honest, you know, now that my YouTube searches are what they are, I got them defined, you know, like, and redefined as what I actually, you know, am willing to pay for something. Because, you know, again, I'm not about to spend an arm and a leg with gas being the price it is and, you know, everything else going up. You know, and again, pre-orders are something nice and everything, but a lot of times people miss the whole concept of pre-orders. Now, pre-orders are set to buy something in the future. They hold your money right now, and it's supposed to be, you know, you get it on that future date when the item is released. Now, what happened was, you know, I had some pre-orders out there at one point in time. This happened, I think, a year ago during the pandemic. And man, I'm telling you, you know, the pre-orders were spaced out. I mean, they were spaced out in a way that is no way something like this could have happened. This happened to me before, but in this schedule, I mean, on this scale, it happened crazily. I mean, the actual items shipped. I mean, all of them shipped at one time. And I mean, they were spaced out over damn near a year and a half. They all shipped at the same time. I don't know how that happened. My account, it hit. And, you know, I had the money for them. That wasn't a problem. My wife wasn't hearing that. You see, this is why I came out of the pre-order situation. Because to stop stuff like that from happening. You know, again, I'm one of those people also who like to hunt. Who like to go in the store and look and be disappointed sometimes. Oh, they didn't have it. I'm going to have to go somewhere else. Oh, you see, this is what I'm talking about. They got all this space, but they ain't got no toys. You know, you don't see nobody in the aisle. You like, I'm just tired of this. You know, I'm not going to keep doing this. And, you know, guess what? You need that every now and then. You need to feel like, you know, you being let down and, you know, disappointed, you know, to make you go out and even look even harder. Like I said, when I was in Walgreens, I seen the resellers and scalpers there. You know, I call them resellers and scalpers because I don't know. They may be different. So, you know, I called, you know, I seen them both there and they were just filling up their carts full of stuff. They had Power Ranger stuff galore because it was on clearance. And I mean, I didn't even know it was a clearance. Like, I'm looking like, oh, if I knew, I would have grabbed some of this stuff. Serious, I would have grabbed some. But you know what? I can't be mad at that. If you didn't know, and, you know, again, at the end of the day, you know, first come, first serve. You know, because you don't know who get them. If I wasn't there to see them grab them all, I want to know who got them. You know, and plus, sometimes, you know, your Walgreens, your Target, your Walmart, you know, and everywhere else that sells toys, sometimes just don't have them. And you know, you could sit there at your Walmart. I hear some people complain about this is what they Walmart look like with Funko Pops. And it's only these selected few, and it looks jam-packed. You go to my Walmart, they got like 5 Funko Pops. And the rest protectors. You don't see nothing else. You like, you playing, right? This is what I try to explain to people. You don't know what the other places look like that, you know, people are going to and getting disappointed and getting discouraged. This is why a lot of people go online, because they can't find anything. And the pre-order situation, that's kind of half-assish, because sometimes you order this stuff and it gets right to the pre-order date and, you know, it's about to come out and they cancel your damn order. I had that happen so many damn times from Target and all the online retailers. That happened to me, and I was so upset. I'm like, you held my money all this time, then all of a sudden, oh man, we can't give it to you. You know what's going on. Things are going on out here. You know, look, manufacturers want a they want a piece of what the scalpers are getting. Bottom line. They're trying to cut costs by getting away from the plastic. Instead of doing the windows, they just want to do the whole box with just cardboard and just pictures on it of what the item looks like. They're shipping out smaller numbers of the items. And they're creating a crazy demand. Again, a lot of these figures are not like they used to be back in the day where they were backed by cartoons. You know, kids were able to see the cartoons and see, you know, what the characters sound like, what they did like, how they played with them, you know, how they moved them. So when you got them, you knew how to make the voice, what they supposed to sound like. And this is what it was like. But now, it ain't even like that. They just taking a leap of faith and just running with it. We just gonna throw some stuff out there, throw it against the wall. Somebody gonna pick it up. Look at these Halo figures. Now, you know, I'm not a big fan of the Halo figures, but when I seen the Halo Samurai, I was a big fan of that. Now, that looks fantastic. I'm looking to pick that up if I can find it. But again, as far as the Hot Wheels too, I've been looking at some of the Hot Wheels, and I've been looking online at some of these YouTube channels, and people are picking up Hot Wheels left and right, treasure hunts, and all of this fantastic looking stuff. And I can't find none of it. Yes, you do get discouraged. Yes, you know, sometimes that positivity that you got flowing all in you, sometimes a little of it leaves because you're upset. Pre-ordering something just don't always work. It's not an end-all and be-all, and it don't solve every problem because sometimes it creates more problems. And I'm just being realistic. There's a lot of pros and cons in this situation. There's a lot of cons for, you know, a lot of cons against, I mean, and there's a lot of pros for. So you got to see in your situation which one outweighs the other. You know, if more pros in a situation for you, then do it. Then if there's more cons in a situation for you, then don't do it. You know, at the end of the day, whatever you choose to do and decide to proceed with got to work for you. Again, I don't blame all resellers and all scalpers. Again, at the end of the day, if I didn't buy the merchandise, hell, they'd be out of business. But again, sometimes they are the only place you can find this stuff. Soon as it hits shelves, it's gone. If the collectors are not buying it, you know, you got some resellers buying it, then you have kids who actually like what the figures look like, they buy. Now, you know, a good situation, if you want to think about it, look at the wrestling figures, you know, as far as WW, AEW, you looking at this and you seeing all these figures that they're putting out. In certain areas, they are stocked. And I mean, man, you got a lot to choose from. And this is what your product presentation is supposed to look like. That's how your G.I. Joe Classified is supposed to look like. Your Power Rangers, your He-Man Masters of the Universe, your DC Multiverse. This is how your figure's supposed to look. Your Funko Pops, your Legos, you know, your Hot Wheels, all of this stuff, the presentation supposed to be able to pop your eyes. Your eyes pop when you see it. You like, man, it's full over here. You like, man, look at all of this they got over here. Now, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is what I'm into right now, family. They got everything that I'm looking for. And see, if they had everything that you was looking for, you be over here, over the moon, ready to buy without further hesitation. You be sitting there looking at everything. And fam, you know what? That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at everything. And I'm looking at everything that I want them to do. And I want to see if they're going to do it, if they're going to step up, you know, if they're going to, you know, try to come back down with these prices to make things affordable for people. And I understand these are companies and they're in business to make money. But again, at the end of the day, I may not be spending none of my money. So you be making your money off of somebody else. But fam, till later, thank you for watching. Keep on spreading those positive vibes. Thank you again. Peace out.